Hello everyone, I am 22 Tiger Dude, and I am here to review Animation Domination, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and the Family Guy episodes. Whew. Now, let's start with The Simpsons. So, Homer and Marge, they miss Abe's visit, and they feel bad. They want to make it up to him, but when they go to the retirement home, they see that Grandpa Abe is missing, and they find all these clues, so they're going on a search to look for Abe, and we find some secrets about Abe's past. I really love this episode. It's definitely one of the best episodes of this season. The storyline was well written, as well as the subplot. The subplot is Lisa on this computer poker thing. She's using all of her college funds to get more money, and she's getting all greedy with the game. But that was a funny plot too. It made me laugh hard a lot. And the main plot with Homer and Marge trying to look for Abe and just finding clues about him, I love the fact how we discovered Abe's past, his secrets. I love that. We got to know more about the character and about his love too. It was really deep. The episode was not only funny, but it was a very nice, heartwarming episode. That's what I really love about it. As a Simpsons fan, you always want to see more things about characters and learn from them. Kind of like how Futurama. You know how in Futurama we sometimes see episodes that deal with Fry's past? Well, I would like to see more of that from The Simpsons. So I thought it was a brilliant idea to see the writers actually focus on Grandpa Abe, because they really don't focus on the storyline on him. But this one was definitely one of his major roles for a part. It was just terrifically made. Animation, as always, is fantastic. I laughed a lot. There's definitely a lot of heart to it. I even almost shed a tear at one part of The Simpsons. And of course, in the end, they find Grandpa Abe. Grandpa Abe is mad at them. They say sorry. He decides to come back. Everything's all good in the end. And especially for me as a Simpsons fan, it really went all out with the storyline. I love seeing Grandpa's past and why he was like this. We also got to see why he had to sacrifice to raise Homer. I love seeing that about Grandpa Abe, and it really did show that he cares about Homer a lot, even though Homer and Abe spend the majority of their time just bickering with each other. That they care about each other, and I love seeing that about Abe. It really touched me. That's just all I could say. I love the Simpsons episode. Definitely recommend it to the Simpsons fans. And especially if you're a Grandpa Abe fan, because you'll learn so much more about Grandpa Abe's past if you watch this episode. So, definitely a 10 out of 10 for this Simpsons episode. Well done to Matt Groening and the crew. Hi, it's Bob's Burgers. How may I take your order? Okay, I just said what I was going to review now, so let's get this started. Bob's Burgers is about when Bob and the family, the sailor, the captain, offers them a free vacation deal. But Bob, of course, refuses it. But when the captain at least offers Bob a deal to cook at the cruise ship, they all go on their little vacation. But that isn't until later on Bob is stuck being the chef for at least a week at a cruise ship, which he doesn't like. And he's cooking while the family is on their vacation. I don't know why I'm doing voices today, you guys. I'm in one of those moods where I feel like doing voice changes. Anyways, I'm not a huge Bob's Burgers fan. I don't hate the show like I used to, though, because when it first started, man, did I hate this show like constantly. And of course, since I'm doing this, I'm watching it more often now. This episode, I think so far, is the worst of the season, to be honest. The storyline, it was not bad, but it was just what you'd call weak. The humor, I pretty much didn't get any laughs. I chuckled a few times. I got a real laugh a couple of times. But the humor is so lame. It's the same old humor you get in every single Bob's Burger episode. And it really gets old after a while. And most of the time, it really does get old. Some of the time it works. Most of the time, the kids, they were the same old. They just say random stuff because they say, "Oh, how about we have him say boobies?" And it would make people laugh like that. That's genius. I gotta write that down. Yeah, the kids just say random things just to supposedly be funny, but all it really does is make you like go, "Oh God, really?" The storyline overall really isn't bad. It had the potential to be a great episode. Maybe if they had better humor and better written storyline as well, plus make the characters not seem so annoying, childish, that stuff. And it just ends on such a poor note. What is it with Bob's Burgers getting not the best endings? I don't recommend this episode. Well, if you're a Bob's Burgers fan, maybe you'll like this episode. I really don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't really like the show that much. I just thought it was just an okay episode. Could have been better, so I'll give this episode 6 out of 10. It's just okay. Hey guys, now I'm here to review Family Guy. That was supposed to be my Peter Griffin impression, but hearing myself try to do impression, well, it sucks. But anyways, let's just forget my suckish Peter Griffin impression, and let's get on with this review. This Family Guy episode, it's another one of those time-traveling episodes with Brian and Stewie as the main stars. Come on, we all enjoy those episodes. The writers focus on Brian and Stewie sometimes, but why can't they make a Meg and Chris episode? Come on, writers, if you are watching this, please make a freaking Meg and Chris episode. I beg for one. And the others beg for one. Show us that you actually care about Meg and Chris. But anyways, let's just get to this episode. Brian, of course, it's no surprise. He impresses hot women. So he sneaks a woman every night into Stewie's time traveling machine into his room. And then Brian messes up the time traveling device. So he and Stewie, with the time machine being broken, they get into this world where Quahog, everything happens in reverse. Like, for example, there's people walking in reverse, there's cars driving in reverse, and it just reverses actually all the way to the day Stewie was born. And Brian and Stewie have to figure out a way to fix the time machine before Stewie goes back inside Lois's stomach and never exists. This was an interesting plot. Really, it was very entertaining. I really loved the idea. I was really on board with it. I laughed at a bunch of parts. The cutaways themselves, although I don't think there were that much, they were great too. The animation, of course, it's always good. It's always good. You can't complain about that. The gags that they have are good too. There are a couple of gags in this episode where it's just so like, oh, that's just too far. It was gross. But to be honest, even though it was like that a couple of times, I was actually laughing my ass off. Like, spoiler alert, remember that episode when Peter, Chris, Brian, Stewie, they were throwing up? When they reverse, it goes back to that part. And guess what? All of the puke that Brian and Stewie puked out, the puke actually goes back inside their mouths. It's all in reverse. Yeah, sounds disgusting, eh? But I actually laughed. So as long as I laughed and I didn't have a problem with it, even though it did go too far with that, because seriously, who wants to see that? I liked it. It was actually funny. And there was also this gag where Peter and the chicken were fighting in reverse, so that was hilarious too. And just how the story goes, it was very entertaining. Brian and Stewie, of course, they always have the best chemistry around. You always love seeing how closer and closer their relationship gets, how they actually do care about each other, even though sometimes they'll have their fights. It's just an overall very entertaining, fantastic, hilarious, creative written episodes. If you're a Family Guy fan, or in fact a Brian and Stewie fan, then this is the episode for you. I definitely love this episode, one of my favorites of the season, so it's no surprise. I'm gonna go ahead and do it in Stewie form. Hey Brian, guess what? I give this Family Guy episode a 10 out of 10. I apologize if my Stewie impression sucked. And after the Family Guy episode, you guys, very quickly, there was this Family Guy documentary called 200 Episodes Later, and it's pretty much just Seth MacFarlane and the whole entire cast talking about a Family Guy, their accomplishments, some of their favorite episodes, just like their behind the scenes stuff. I really enjoyed that one. It was very interesting. I was glad to see it. You could actually see that Seth MacFarlane and the cast do care about writing for the show, even though some people don't see it that way because they think the show sucks now. And Seth MacFarlane even knows that some people hate him. So, he's a good sport. But I give that documentary a 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoyed this Animation Domination video, I'm going to do it in opera form. You can subscribe to me. You can like and share this video. Comment below on these Animation Domination premieres. Give me your thoughts on The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Family Guy. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget that I have Tiger Power. Tiger Power.